Today is April 24th. It is officially World Meningitis Day. And although there is currently no vaccine for COVID-19, it is still important for parents to protect their children from other diseases, vaccine-preventable diseases like meningitis. Now, in 1995, Catherine Blaine's 19-year-old son, Michael, died of meningitis. Her story shows that despite being uncommon, it is still such an important disease to prevent. Catherine joins us now. Catherine, thank you for joining us this morning. And we appreciate you sharing this difficult story. Thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us a little bit about your son and what happened.
A very healthy teenager. He had a bright future ahead of him. On the Friday evening, he went to a party. He wasn't feeling well. Saturday morning, he woke up with flu-like symptoms. And in the early afternoon, he collapsed while walking down the hall. His father called an ambulance. He was met with a nurse who recognized his symptoms as meningitis. She had been a part of Doctors Without Borders and had seen hundreds of cases. We were told that he was very ill and that he may not survive, and that it would be a race against time between the bacteria and the antibiotic that they would use. Michael was then rushed to the intensive care unit. The bacteria was in his blood and was raging and creating havoc with his organs. As a parent, coming alongside of your child, seeing such a decline within a short period of time is devastating, and you realize how helpless you are. I believe that the doctors did everything possible to sustain Michael, but his survival wasn't to be. He was diagnosed quickly, the antibiotics were given immediately, but that was not enough.
We're going to bring in Dr. Joanne Langley, who is the Division Head of Infectious Diseases and a vaccine researcher at Dalhousie University in Halifax. Doctor, thank you for joining the conversation on this day. Tell us a little bit about meningitis, frightening how quickly it can hit, and so important for immunization. Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Roger. So meningitis is an infection. It's an infection of the lining of the spinal cord and of the brain. And it's spread through the respiratory route. So a person would have the bacteria in their throat, and then through sneezing, coughing, sharing utensils, kissing, you would spread that to another person. It occurs throughout our life, but it's most common in young children, say under 5 or 2. Teenagers and young adults have another increased period of risk, and then older persons can also have it. In Canada, the most common cause of the meningococcal bacteria, the bacteria that affected Catherine's son, is caused by 5 different strains. We call those by letters A, C, Y, W, 135. And those can be prevented with vaccines. So immunization is a safe and effective way to prevent meningitis. And although we have vaccines against all 5 strains, the provinces have different programs for preventing meningitis. So routine immunization covers most, but not every single one of those strains currently in any publicly funded program. So it's really important to talk to your doctor to make sure you're getting every recommended publicly funded vaccines. Many other causes of bacterial meningitis can be prevented by vaccines, and also to talk about the ones that are not currently funded.
Doctor, thank you very much. And Catherine, we'll just bring you back in. One last word from you, your thoughts on that immunization and how important it is.
Yes, I received many calls and emails from parents who want to know about vaccines and believe that their children are vaccinated. They have been provided with an infant vaccine or an early adolescent vaccine and feel that they have been vaccinated. They require a further vaccine as a booster. And as Dr. Langley had spoken about the B vaccine, which currently is not funded by the provinces, Dr. Gold recently advised us that that accounts for 70% of meningococcal septicemia in Canada.
Okay, Catherine, thank you very much for joining us this morning and sharing our story. Doctor, as well, parents can be proactive by talking to their healthcare provider. We've had some technical difficulties there. If you want more information, go to Immunize Canada. Their website is immunize.ca.